The shadow between brothers. In the bustling city of Namburi, where glass towers cast shadows over tin-roofed homes, lived two men who once called each other brothers, Brian and Kevin. They had grown up in the same dusty alley of Namburi slopes, sharing school shoes, hunger, and dreams of someday escaping the struggle. Brian was the quiet one, disciplined, calculating, with eyes that saw opportunity even in the mud. Kevin, on the other hand, was charming, reckless, and had a smile that could sell air to a drowning man. Together, they hustled. They started as boda boys, then small traders, and finally, after years of struggle, they opened a construction company, BK Structures. Business was booming. Money flowed, but so did temptation. One evening, at a high-end restaurant overlooking Namburi's skyline, a woman walked into their lives. Her name was Vanessa, rich, beautiful, confident. Her skin shimmered like mocha under the warm lights, and her perfume whispered danger. She proposed a deal, a government housing project worth millions, but she wanted Kevin to handle the under-the-table arrangements. Brian was cautious. "This feels wrong," he said. "Too clean, too quick." Kevin laughed, flashing his gold tooth. "Bro, sometimes you have to risk everything to make everything." But Brian had seen her before, years ago, in a photo hidden deep in an old box from his childhood. He couldn't explain it, but something about Vanessa's eyes made his stomach twist. Weeks passed, and Kevin became distant. He changed his phone, stopped showing up at the office, and one morning, the company accounts were empty. Brian's calls went unanswered. Rumors spread that Kevin had left the country with Vanessa. Heartbroken, Brian returned to their childhood home in Namburi Slopes, the same place where, as boys, they had made a foolish vow under the Mugumo tree. They had cut their palms, mixed their blood, and sworn, "We rise together, or we die together." The memory chilled him, because the same night they made that vow, a beggar woman had appeared from the shadows, warning them never to break it. She'd said, "If one betrays the other, the earth will remember, and the shadow will return." Brian had laughed back then. But now, as thunder rolled outside, he wasn't laughing. 3 months later, Vanessa and Kevin were living lavishly in Ukombozi estate. Luxury cars, designer clothes, imported liquor. One night, Kevin woke up to whispers. He turned on the lights. Nothing. But in the mirror behind him, a shadow moved. A man's voice, familiar yet cold, echoed, "Did we not promise to rise together?" Kevin froze. "Brian," he whispered. He hadn't heard from Brian since the betrayal. But the next morning, news broke that Brian was dead, found in his car, burned beyond recognition. Vanessa pretended to mourn, but Kevin couldn't shake the guilt. Everywhere he went, he saw Brian's reflection. In glass windows, in puddles, after rain. In the shine of his watch, Vanessa grew distant, cold. Sometimes she'd wake at night, standing by the window, whispering to no one. Her once flawless face seemed paler, her eyes sunken, as if she hadn't slept in weeks. Kevin tried to confront her one night. "Vanessa, what's happening to us?" She turned slowly, her voice hollow. "I told you not to touch what wasn't yours." Then she smiled, but her reflection didn't. That night, Kevin packed his things and fled to their old neighborhood in Namburi, hoping to find peace. But peace was far away. The Mugumo tree still stood there, ancient and silent. Under it, someone had placed a small wooden box, carved with the initials BK. He opened it. Inside were two things: his company ID and a small bone wrapped in cloth. A wind rose suddenly, whispering through the leaves. Then Brian's voice again, closer this time. "Together we rise, together we fall." Kevin screamed and dropped the box, but it burst open, releasing a black smoke that wrapped around him. His body convulsed, his eyes turned white, and he fell still. Morning came quietly. The residents of Namburi found Kevin lying lifeless beneath the Mugumo tree, a faint smile on his face, a dried trail of blood on his palm, just where he had once made that vow. Vanessa vanished from Namburi that same week. Some say she was never human at all, just the curse's vessel, a collector of broken promises. And to this day, when thunder rumbles over Namburi's skyline, people whisper, "Don't betray your brother." The earth remembers. When blood becomes business, someone always pays in full.